Hi, I'm Gia Mills, and I have been a celebrity makeup artist for the past 20 years. And I'm fascinated by the power of makeup and the politics of beauty. On True Reflections, you get to peek behind the curtain and find out what your favourite celebrity really feels about their appearance when the glare of the media is upon them. So who is with me today? My guest today is the real winner of the Great British Bake Off. Appearing on the show in 2018, she got 4th place, but arguably she has had the most successful career since. And this has led to her first cookbook, the Retro Recipe Society. So without further ado, please welcome to True Reflections to tell her beauty journey, Briony May Williams.
Hello! What a nice intro.
I know, it's quite nice. It kind of sets the scene.
Oh, I feel special.
I'm ready for this.
I'm ready. Let's go.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Very nice to meet you.
It's lovely to meet you too.
First-
Fellow Bristol lady.
First-
Bristol? That's not a word. Fellow Bristol girl.
We've been chatting before about the fact that we can't, our menopausal brains can't actually say words.
No.
You were saying to me that you can't say, you forgot the word butter on air.
Morning live, doing a demo, forgot the word for butter, just went, and moved on.
So if anyone's listening today to the show and we make a few hiccups or missteps or whatever we can't even say, just bear with us,
Yeah,
please.
just bear with us. It's what happens when you put two menopausal women in a room together.
Yes, memory
Things go
loss.
a little bit.
So one thing I love to find out when I first meet people, what makeup are you wearing today?
Okay, so I've not got loads on today. So, do you know what? I've been using Factor Facefinity, the powder, for the last 20 years.
You're sort of stuck in a lovely sort of world of...
I love it so much because I've got quite big pores on my nose, and it's one of those things, there's like points in your face and you think, oh, that's, that bothers me or whatever. And I just find that with Factor Facefinity, the powder, I just kind of dab it over and it just works. And it has done for such a long time. So if they ever discontinued that, I would be
very cross.
heartbroken. And then I put underneath, I put on... I've forgotten the name of the brand already. It's a little, I'm pretty sure it's a Korean brand, and it's a little green CC colour corrector. I want to say like Escharat or...
Is it Eborian?
Yes.
Ah, the Eborian. That's the CC cream.
The CC
People
cream.
Get very excited about the CC
The colour
cream.
corrector, because I'm very red underneath my makeup. So I've got rosacea, psoriasis, the whole shebang, acne.
Really?
Yeah, cystic acne. I've had that for years. So I put that on first after moisturising because it just helps just sort of tone down the redness. And then I just put a little bit of Fenty blusher on today because it was the
blush is lovely, and a good bit of mascara.
And a good bit of mascara. Again, Max Factor, false lash effect.
Their Max Factor one, it's such a sort of unsung hero. It's very sort of like, why would you buy that? And I've discovered it, and it's actually as good as like the Charlotte Tilbury's, all the really amazing ones. So we'll make sure we sort of tell people.
Honestly, it's £13, and it is, I think, the best mascara I've ever used. And I keep trying new ones when they come out, and I go, it's just not as good because I hate it when it clumps or just gets too sticky together.
It's not enough. The brush isn't enough. I like more natural brushes because you can really get down and dirty and get that sort of full-on lash. But it works brilliantly with your lashes. I like it.
Thank you.
It looks delightful. So, and take me back when any makeup fails growing up in Bristol, where we grew up.
Oh, so many. I remember me and my friends went through a phase where we thought bright blue eyeshadow was a great idea when we were about sort of 10ish. And I've got a 10-year-old daughter, and I look at her now and she talks about like skincare and contouring. Like,
Drunk Elephant and all those expensive things.
I know, and Biome. And I think we literally would go into Boots number 7 if we were lucky. Not number 7. What was the other one? 17.
Oh yes, not 17.
All the collection.
Number 17.
Number 17.
Yeah.
The cheaper one, basically.
Yes.
There was only a couple of quid, and really bright blue eyeshadow, which was just really in your face. It kind of looked like I'd got my mum's makeup set and just gone boff like that.
But everyone did, back then, we didn't know what we were doing. I mean, I'm 10 years older than you, but even when social media has made girls look so much better. And my niece does it. She's 18, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm a makeup artist. You don't even need me. You can do it all by yourself. And it's like, I'm defunct now. Because I'm no longer needed. But anyway, but it's good. And so blue eyeshadow
and overplucked eyebrows.
Okay.
I mean, I think, we're part of that generation where we just plucked the absolute death out of our eyebrows. And I used to have great, like, bushy, the ones that girls
Brooke
really
Shields.
kind of like, they're
Cara
really proud of
Delevingne.
today. Oh my goodness, I'd have killed it with my bushy eyebrows in 2025, but I just plucked them to death. And now I have them microbladed because
You put them back again.
yeah, like oh god, but I'm tattooed back on because I plucked them away.
Tell your daughter, please do not pluck your eyebrows.
Yeah, I didn't pluck mine until I was about 16, and my older brother's girlfriend was like, "Do you want me to pluck your eyebrows?" I was like, yeah, right. I looked in the mirror. I was like, "Wow, I look great." And I look back and I think, "Oh, why did I do that?"
Eyebrows are the most extraordinary like frame of your face. When you don't have eyebrows, it looks extraordinary.
I remember when I first got the microblading done, I couldn't stop looking in the mirror. I was like, wow, this is incredible. No, it's fine. I've got a friend who's a beautician. She's amazing. And she did them for me. And I was just blown away. I was like, this is great.
I quite like to have a sort of delve into that at some point.
They numb you with the numbing cream first.
Nice.
And then they do it. And then, I'm so glad. I know I've got quite a big fringe, so you don't often see my eyebrows. But it does.
I spent loads of money on something you're never going to see.
But I just like that they're there.
No, it is a good thing.
Should the wind blow the fringe out of the way, there is an eyebrow underneath.
Oh, yes, at least you look, yes. If the
I'm
wind,
prepared.
it's like a Donald Trump moment. If the wind comes, it's like, it's okay. I don't have, look all weird. Also, tell me, who were the people that you'd look up to from a beauty point of view? Like, you'd sort of go, oh my God, I want to look like her or not like her?
When I was younger, oh gosh. I mean, people like, sort of when I think about being younger and looking up to women, it was the Spice Girls.
Oh, okay. Who were you?
Who was I? Oh, I was probably... I don't know. Maybe the one that no one else wanted to be, because I was always quite, it's fine, I'll do anything. I was a people pleaser from a very young age. So if the only one that, nobody else wanted to be, I'll be that. I do wear an awful lot of leopard print now. Love that you're wearing some as well. Today,
Is it leopard print? Oh, it is sort of I hadn't actually even noticed. You're a cat
It
today.
is neutral. I am a cat, and then I've got my leopard print belt on.
You've got a cat jumper on, and you've got leopard print. Yes, very chic.
Yeah, I found
like
this cat jumper in the charity shop, and I love it.
It's very cute. For anyone that can see, it's a very subtle cat.
Yeah, it's a little black cat.
It's beautiful.
And I like to have leopard print on me. So I think maybe in my soul, I'm Scary Spice.
Okay.
Mel B. But yeah, when I think back then, I look up at the Spice because I think, wow, they were kind of for me like the epitome of girlhood and beauty and fun and enjoying themselves as for who they were.
Unaccessible.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And I was talking about this with my friends the other day. It infuriates me that we were being told at the time that, Jerry was fat or, Emma Bunton, the only thin one was Posh Pot. And I look back now and I think they are 5 stunning women who, gosh, I wish we could have celebrated in the way that we do now, because...
But I mean, I think body confidence, I think I'm hoping, like you probably see it with your daughter, things are changing.
Yes, they are, yeah.
That they're like accepting who they are. And I love what you do, because I would love the fact on Great British Bake Off, you didn't show that you've got, with your hand, you haven't got fingers in one of your hands.
No.
And how you are such a good representation for people. Because you didn't make a deal out of it and didn't actually need to feel like you needed to talk about it. Why do we even need to talk about it? And I think that's a really good thing for young girls to go, look, whatever shape you are, whatever is going on, it's challenging enough. We've all challenged when we were younger. And if they've got people that they can look to that goes, look, I'm just owning this and just go for it. But was it a challenge though for you when you were younger? Did you have anyone to look to in the media?
Nobody. There was nobody on TV in the 80s and 90s who sort of like a positive representation of disability. The only person was Kerry Burnell, the CBBC's presenter, who came, and she came much later. And when she's got an upper limb difference, I met her for the first time the other day, and I was so incredibly starstruck and in awe of her, because she really led the way with disability representation. And she had parents writing in complaining about her, saying that she was scaring the children. I mean, this isn't even that long ago. This is kind of 20, 25 years ago. So when I was growing up, I had nobody. So we didn't even know there was anyone with a condition like mine for the first few years of my life. There was just nothing.
Is it even a condition?
Yeah, it's called symbrachydactyly.
Okay.
I only found that out after I went on the Bake Off.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, didn't even know it had a name.
Wow.
Because when I was born, they just said, there wasn't enough room in the womb.
Oh.
And that was all they told us. So I grew up not knowing. And then when I went on the Bake Off, because they labelled, I was the first visibly disabled baker on Bake Off, the press made a big deal out of it, understandably. But I said to the Bake Off the whole time, I just said, look, like you were saying, I just want to be there. I just want to be there. I just want to be like everyone else, because that's how representation should be.
Yeah.
Most of the time. Just
It's not mentioned.
It's not mentioned because it doesn't need to be mentioned, because that's just life. You know, it's part of life. So I love that. And the messages I get from parents of kids who have got limb differences, and they say, you know, oh, I had a message. It makes me sob when I think about it. I'll try not to. But we'd got on a plane coming back from New York. It was me, my husband and my daughter. And it was 2019, so the year after Bake Off. And there was a lady who was on the plane who was pregnant. And she just found out in the scan that her baby had an upper limb difference. She was really worried, upset. She'd watched me on Bake Off, but it kind of had slipped her mind. And I walked down the aisle past her on the plane. And she looked up and saw me and was like, oh my gosh. And then rewatched the series of Bake Off and was like, I felt so much calmer, so much more comfortable and confident having watched you, because I can see that my baby will be okay. I mean, if that's not a reason to have people who look different on your telly, I just don't know what is. Like,
I have a lot of people on the show. And who have, you know, whatever challenges they've had, physical challenges, mental challenges, whatever. And so many people didn't have that representation growing up. So it makes it 10 times harder. But thank goodness, nowadays we see so much more of it. So as you say, the parent of someone who's young, who's got something, it helps the parent, which we often forget. It's not just the child growing up with whatever condition. And I think it's such a beautiful thing. So thank you for doing that, because it's really important.
Thank you for saying that. I love it. I didn't think I would. I found even using the word disabled when referring to myself very difficult before Bake Off, but I've come a long way since then, and now I'm a very proud disabled woman. You know, and so I'm absolutely delighted. You know, it's an incredible community to be a part of. I'm very proud to be a part of it. So any way I can help, I'm always like, yeah, sure, let's, you know, I'll go into a school and do a talk on disability, or, you know, how accepting yourself is so important. And, you know, because I didn't accept myself until...
Was it hard when you were a teenager?
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Yeah. I used to if we walked into a club...
into the Lizard Lounge
in
Bristol, or
Odyssey.
Not Odyssey.
Not Odyssey.
But yeah, cool. But yeah. Anyone from Bristol?
You're too respectful for Odyssey.
No, I don't know. But anyone from Bristol would know what I'm talking about. Yes, you go.
So I'd go into the club and I'd get my friends to hold my little hand to hide it, because I was so nervous about guys seeing it. Because I'd literally be in the middle of a conversation with a guy. We'd be, you know, getting on, vibing, maybe having a snog. And as soon as they noticed, they would just bolt.
Really?
Yeah, and it happened to me multiple times, and it was so obvious why they just disappeared. And so I would just get my friends to hold on to it and hide it from me, or I'd put my hand in my pocket or wear long sleeves. Whereas now
but
it is what it is.
Would it have been different had you had someone
in
the media normalising it?
Yeah.
So that, yes, which it more so is so important, that what you go on to Bake Off and doing, and not making a deal out of it, but it sort of became a thing. But I imagine that growing up must have been really hard. How was your first few boyfriends? Who were the boys that did see past it and go, what's bloody ridiculous, I don't care? You know, who were they?
Well, do you know what my husband said to me the other day? He was like, I do feel sorry for you that men treated you like that, but also I'm kind of glad that they did, because then I got to have you in the end. And I was like, oh, that's nice.
How did you meet your husband?
eHarmony.
Lovely.
Yeah, so I only ever had one boyfriend before him, when I was 17 and he was in his early 20s. Again, I think it was because an older guy, he was a little bit more mature, a little bit more, you know, could see past, or just see me for who I am, not just see my hand. And then Steve, I met when I was 25 and he was 30. And we met on eHarmony, and I decided to tell him beforehand, before we met, about my hand. And he was like, oh, I don't care. And he never cared from the beginning, and that's how it should be. But I look at people now, and it makes me so happy. I look at people like, do you know, Molly Pierce?
We've had her on.
Love Molly.
Gorgeous.
Oh my gosh, what an absolutely excellent human being. We met, and she's from Bristol too.
Yeah.
We met, and we were like, you've got one hand. You've got one hand. Should we be friends?
Oh, we're from Bristol. We're instantly
friends. Yeah. And she's missing her right hand and I'm missing my left hand. So between us, we've got one pair of hands.
You can hold hands.
Yeah, literally. And she doesn't give a what's it about about. She's never worried about it, and I thought yes. And I think a lot of that obviously is with her upbringing, her parents, her family, and her friends, but also because she's not young, she's in her early 20s. She will have grown up seeing people on telly who looked like her.
Yeah.
And I think yes, this is the difference that it's making. You honestly, you cannot underestimate the power and the importance of this. Putting people who look different, disabled, whatever, in the media, on telly. It's the power,
And the more they do it, the more it's out there, the more people don't even need to talk about it.
Exactly.
And it helps the youth feel this is absolutely fine. And so many of the beautiful people that come on here, and they say that for whatever reason, whatever condition, once it's someone in the media and they talk about it, it's almost like a responsibility. You have to talk about it, and it can be mental health issues, it can be anything. It's just like so and so I see in the media who I think's cool, they're okay with it, I can be okay with it. Anyone around me, look, it's fine.
Yeah. And I would love it if eventually we just don't even need to do that, because it is so normalised, so commonplace.
We wouldn't even bring it up.
We wouldn't even. I mean, wouldn't that be amazing? Yeah. It's like, I always say, my daughter's amazing. If she sees someone with a disability, she doesn't even acknowledge it unless they've got a really cool prosthetic, in which case she's like, oh, that prosthetic's really cool, and then she moves on because she's been around it so much growing up that it doesn't register in her brain. So I just think, that children are little sponges. The more you open them up to it and let them see the world.
And you don't go, oh, look at that, that's weird. You just go, oh, yes, that's... And people, because children can look and go, what is that?
Yeah, of course.
And you just go, oh, it's that, and this is why. And then you'll carry on, let's talk about Sweeties or the shop we're going to next or whatever.
My niece and nephew, my niece is 3. I see her every week, a couple of times a week. And she this week went, why is your hand like that? She's only just noticed. Or it's only just registered to her that it's different.
Great.
And I was like, it's just my hand, darling. She went, okay, and carried on with her day. It's all about that exposure, and I think it's so important. And I love that when I turn on the telly now, you see someone like Molly, or you see other people who are repping the disability. Makes me happy.
No, it's absolutely beautiful, because you first came to prominence on Great British Bake Off.
Yes.
2018.
Yeah.
And how that was all for cooking.
Yeah.
And you've then gone on to have a brilliant career, as a celebrity on the telly, a TV presenter, and which I've loved watching you.
Thank you.
How come you've now got a book, a lovely cookery book? Why have you've gone back to sort of your heartland?
Do you know what? I couldn't get a book deal. No. Nobody would give me a book. The rejections. I've got pages.
After Bake Off.
From Bake Off until now, I've never been able to get a book deal. I've tried multiple times with different books. Nobody wanted it. Just constant rejection. I was like, okay.
Is there something,
what am I not doing? And I mean, the rejections were very nice, but there's still a rejection.
Yeah.
So in the end, I went with a company. It's kind of in between self-publishing and a traditional publisher. So they're called Found, and you basically provide them with all the content, and they put it into a lovely book and make it look pretty for you, and then they sell it. So they kind of print it as it's sold. So it's a bit different.
Well,
but
it's a beautiful book. Anyone that can't see.
Oh yeah, no, I mean it's beautiful.
It's proper. It feels beautiful, and I love the way you've approached this and how it's a sort of kitsch retro. Talk me through. The ingredients, the recipes, what the sort of philosophy is behind it.
Yeah, so I mean, you can get it from the front cover. It's it's me with a very 70s style trolley,
and you've got a pavlova on the front.
Yeah, a bit of bread and butter pudding, a quiche. So basically, what I wanted to do is I'm completely obsessed with retro vintage cookbooks. I've got about 80 of them at home. Going back to Eliza Acton and Mrs. Beeton up to Mary Berry and Prue Leith in the 70s. And I mean, I feel like some stuff should stay in the 70s, like beef gelatin.
Oh, yes.
Beef gelatin salads.
Is that or aspic? That funny aspic stuff.
No,
that was disgusting.
Yeah, that can stay.
Yeah.
That can stay there.
Yeah.
But so much, things like jam roly-polies, pavlovas, all these beautiful quiches,
Black
the pastry, all of this,
prawn cocktails,
vol au vents,
deviled eggs. I love them all.
This is it. See, so it's bringing them back to the forefront, but also giving people a remix. So I've got a classic of each recipe and a remix.
Oh,
so you've got your jam roly-poly traditional, although I do put a little bit of custard powder in the dough, which adds makes it next level.
Okay,
and then I've got a phyllo pastry roly-poly with blackcurrant jam, cream cheese, kind of like a cheesecakey type filling, and then topped with fresh blackberries. So it's still a jam roly-poly, but it's
That's really nice. So you can kind of go, right, almost if you're doing cooking for your children, it's like, right, here's what we used to have, but here's a much nicer version of it.
Yeah.
And you've got a pot noodle one in here as well.
So, I make that for my daughter all the time. I call it my not pot noodle. Yeah. So it's basically, what I did is I had a look at the back of a pot noodle and I picked out as many of the ingredients as I could recognise. And then put my kind of interpretation on it. And now my daughter will choose to have that over a pot noodle.
I did used to like pot noodles.
Yeah, I mean,
they're so bad.
They have their place.
I'm going to try. That's going to be the first one I'm going to try because I love a cookery book.
Literally, you put it all in one dish, and then you put it in the oven for 20 minutes. You take it out and it's done. It's so easy, and I'm because I'm a big fan. What I really wanted to put into this book was simplicity.
Yeah.
And accessibility, because I don't want to have to go around 3 different health food shops trying to find an ingredient that costs me £600. I'm just not into that. I want to, if I can find it in my local supermarket, then it'll go in the recipe. If not, I'm not interested.
Yeah. No, I think, what I like is it's got a sort of real coziness to it. I went to a Rivals, that TV show, right, the Julie Cooper Rivals.
I love that show so much.
So what I'm thinking is, this, they, at the party, we all had to dress 80s, and they had deviled eggs, they had Black Forest gateaux, they had all these wonderful, delicious, yummy things. This is like the cookbook. A modern version of the Rivals cookbook. So I think you should be in touch with Rivals.
Oh my gosh, I need to get in touch with Rivals. My friend lives in Corsham and she's always sending me pictures of like the filming around Corsham because she's like, look, they're back. Yeah, I mean, I'm here for that because
avocado tartare.
So this is like, this
is so, oh my god,
like avocados only really came around in kind of the noughties.
Yes.
So we didn't really know what to do with an avocado before then.
No, people probably ate the skin back in the day.
Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of retro, but also retro from the noughties. And I've even put something that, a couple of recipes that my daughter makes now that will be retro to her when she's older. So, and there's a recipe in there for my nan's apple pie that's over 100 years old because her mum would make it and she passed it down to her. And so there's a lot of heritage in there as well, but it's just really fun. It's enjoyable, easy cooking, and the recipes are amazing, and the photos are done by an incredibly talented photographer called Kira Hillier, who's also Bristolian.
Okay.
She's an incredible ambassador for cystic fibrosis. Her photography is stunning. Like, she is so talented.
So she's cystic fibrosis, but a brilliant photographer. We don't even need to mention it.
No,
it's just because you can look at the photos.
I think it's just important to mention that she's an incredible human being, and I thought I know exactly who I want. I know, right? I know exactly who I want to get in to do the photos, and we had so much fun because neither of us is a food stylist or a food photographer, but between us, we found, and I feel like when you flick through the book, it's got a real style and a feel to it, and I'm really proud of it, and I'm happy it's out in the world.
Well, I think it's a really nice thing for a Christmas present.
Great Christmas
I'm really
present.
excited. I want to take this copy with me. Can I do it?
Yeah, that's for you.
I want to take this copy with me, and I really do love cookery books, and I'm getting more and more into them. And there's something so wholesome and healthier cooking for yourself at home.
Absolutely.
Because I think all the processed foods and stuff out there. How have you been on a journey of food? And because you've been documented to sort of, lost quite a bit of weight of late. How has that been? Yeah,
it's been interesting. I mean, I've always had a bit of a, on and off relationship with food in that I've been a yo-yo dieter my whole life. It was the culture when I was younger. You had to be thinner, had to lose weight. So I've done that my whole life. And then 2 years ago, I gave up alcohol. And that really, for me, changed the game quite a lot because I was going through early menopause. I was really struggling. So I stopped drinking and everything changed. I lost a lot of weight and I got healthier. I started swimming a couple of times a week. My relationships improved and my relationship with food improved as well, because I find that even after a glass of wine the next day, I'd be like, I really want something salty or something,
You do.
You
really want
do.
All that stodgy horribleness.
Absolutely. And because I travel a lot with work, I'm, driving around the country, I'd stop at the services. What are the options?
What do you have when you go to
fast
service
food?
station?
That's what I used to. Whereas now I'll go into, if there's like an M&S or a Waitrose, I'll try and get, a healthier sandwich or a salad because that's what I want now. Whereas before,
when you drink, you're craving so much more stodgy, naughty food.
Honestly, it's bonkers. And I look at food differently now and it from a more kind of nutritious point of view. And I think you do as your body changes as you get older as well. because, you know, you're thinking, well, if I put this in, you know, I'll get more out of my body, and, you know, I'll look after it more, and then therefore it'll look after me a bit better, hopefully.
And how did you feel? So you sort of weight loss, did that affect how you felt about yourself?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, I'd love to say that I felt the same when I was a size 16 to 18 as I do now as a size 12.
Yeah.
I didn't. And I, you know, I'm a lot more confident now. But I think it coincided with turning 40. It coincided with some sort of big moments in my life. And I think I am a much more confident person now. And I think, you know, my weight does have something to do with that. And I wish,
yes,
I wish it didn't.
It is a weird one because it's, you know, we've got this Ozempic thing,
Yeah.
crisis going on, or crisis, or whatever it's, however you want to look at it. And I think it's just like, we all want to sort of go, yes, it's great that people can get healthy and lose weight more easily. But then are we judging people again, going back to the sort of, you need to be really skinny again to be sort of accepted in society? What do you think on 5 minutes? Okay. Thank you. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's really tricky. I think, you know, the weight loss jabs absolutely have their place, and I would if I needed to, because I think they can be incredibly helpful. And I look back to when I was at my biggest, and if something like that had come along, I would have, you know, jumped at the chance. So I think it does have its place. I worry that people will abuse it. You know, you get a talk about black market jabs, and it just absolutely terrifies me. And obviously it's, you know, a lot of people are priced out because it's expensive if you can't get it on the NHS. So it's tricky. But I think, you know, we've come such a long way with our, you know, body confidence and body positivity, but still, you know, in my mind, thinner is better.
Yeah.
Because that's what I've been taught since I was a kid, by society, by everyone.
It is. It's sort of like you're judged. And I think people look at people who are overweight or larger. I don't want to say overweight because there's, again, we use the wrong language.
Yeah.
But people are judged in a different way by their weight in society still.
Yeah.
And I think we were starting to get to a good place, but it feels like it's sort of gone back again because of that.
Yeah.
And it is worrying. But do you feel, does it affect your attractiveness and how you feel about yourself?
Yeah, definitely, yes. But I think a lot of that's reflected in how people talk to you as well and react to you. So
how's that manifested?
You know, you get, when I was at my biggest, I probably, you know, I wouldn't get looks from people, like positive kind of like, oh, you are good, attractive looks. Whereas now I've lost a bit of weight, I do find that you get that, you know, it's not happening all the time or anything, but like, you know, I think people treat you differently when you're a certain size compared to when you're not. And I definitely saw the difference in how I was treated.
There's a bias.
Oh my gosh, there's such a bias. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it just, it again, and I find with my daughter, I don't talk about my weight in front of her. I won't refer to myself as, I'll never say, oh, I'm feeling fat, or, oh, you know, oh, I've had too much cake, naughty me. I don't, you know, I want her to grow up seeing herself as beautiful, whatever size she is, and feeling beautiful and feeling good.
Yeah.
So I very much kind of, I'm very aware of the language that I use around her. And if, you know, anyone sort of says, or my husband might say something, you know, not intentionally, but he might say, oh, I feel really naughty after eating that slice of cake. And I'm like,
it's that internal voice. It's that internal voice that we have. And the more we can help the younger generation, because I sort of think we've had our go and now we just have to, you know, when we're older, but it's like everything is like, how do we teach, you know, from you helping girls with, you know, showing your, you know, your condition and everyone going, that's fine. Likewise, it's like letting them know when they're young, this is, none of these things are bad. If you want a bit of cake, you want to do this, educate them in nutrition.
Yes, exactly.
But don't have that guilt and all that horribleness attached to it, because I think, you know, we all felt in the lovely notes it says, you know, that Kate Moss quote, which nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. Yeah. It took me ages to figure out what that meant for a start, and then when I got it, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and I still think about that.
Yeah, so do I.
I still consciously, every time I eat something or drink something, I'm constantly thinking, is this going to make me put on weight? Am I going to feel bloated after this? And I'm like, oh, God, I'm 41. Like, can I just not get over it by now? But it's so ingrained in us, especially as women.
Oh, God, I don't think many... I think it's happening more, but definitely not. But I like the fact that you kind of, you know, having cookbooks and having places people can go, if you're cooking stuff from scratch, you're cooking things at home from recipes that's not processed, even if they might be, as we might in inverted commas say, naughty.
Yeah.
I think people can find some beautiful things to
Absolutely.
be excited about the food they eat and not have that guilt.
Yeah, and it is, and making things like, using whole foods, making things from scratch, like you said, that's where the joy comes in food, from the cooking, from the sharing it with people, enjoying it, because you know exactly what's in it and where it's come from. I think there's a lot to be said for that.
And I think there's sort of an energy thing if you make it from scratch rather than just buying it and putting it in a microwave. And I think you appreciate it, and your relationship is different with food. And so the relationship you have with yourself and your body and etc. I think it's very different.
Absolutely.
So what's next for you? What's next on the agenda?
Oh, well, what am I doing next? So we've just wrapped this series of Escape to the Country.
I love that program. I literally obsessed.
I love it so much.
I wish they didn't have ads. I get really annoyed with the ads.
I love it. And then love working on that. Still doing Morning Live regularly, which I'm really enjoying. I've got a podcast out actually with two of my best friends.
I was listening to some of it. It's lovely.
Called I'm Not Judging But, which is really good fun. It's all about parenting and the chaos that is being a mum in 2025. And obviously the book. And yeah, I'm just, I'm really still I feel like I'm still riding the wave from Bake Off 7 years later, and I'm just will ride it as long as it will take me, because I'm having a great time.
Well, why not? And I think you're a great success story from it, and I'm really interested to see what you do next, and keep doing what you're doing. Thank you for bringing us this book.
You're very welcome.
A big thank you to Briony May Williams. Her cookbook Retro Recipe Society is out to buy now. That's it for True Reflections this week. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe wherever you are watching or listening. You can find me across your social media by searching at True Reflections Podcast. I'll be back next week with another celebrity to talk through their beauty experiences, their favourite products, and delve deeper into how the ideals of beauty shapes not just our physical appearance, but also the core of our identities. Until then, have a lovely week.